All right, hello there. Hope you are doing well out there. Welcome to the channel. My name is James. This is 20th and 21st Movies. Welcome to this live stream where we are going to talk about and share reactions to Arrow Video's April 2026 titles. 2026. Wow. I cannot believe it. I remember, and I'm dating myself in saying this, I remember the days of Y2K, looking forward to what's going to happen in the year 2000. Is the world going to shut down? Are the electronics going to freeze up on us because they can't keep track of the date changes and the years going to four digits? And now it's 26 years later, and we're talking about physical media. But it's anyway, sorry about that tangent there. But yes, we're here to talk about Arrow Video's April 2026 announcements. I am super excited to share my reactions on these. These are going to be new titles for me. I love discovering new titles, whether it's in the Criterion Collection, Arrow Video, Kino Lorber, or even the studio titles that are being released on physical media. It's a great time to be a physical media collector, and it's days like this that confirm that, regardless of other news that we're hearing about, physical media is alive and well. So on the other side of this, we're going to get into sharing reactions on Arrow Video's 2026 lineup. Let's talk about it on this Friday, January the 30th. Let's do it. It is Friday, January the 30th, 2026. And of course, here in Northwest Georgia, we got some ice last weekend, and now we're hearing forecasts of snow entering the North Georgia area this weekend. So we are definitely in the thick of winter, but I am grateful because, we get just a taste of winter down here. We don't get like Minnesota and Chicago, and Boston type winters. So I'm pretty grateful to get just a little taste of winter. Speaking of taste, let's see who is out there in the comment land here as we're going to talk about these Arrow Video titles that have been announced for April. So, James, this is Gary. This is actually the first time in about 3 years I won't be buying anything from an Arrow drop. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. That's the beautiful thing about these announcements from these boutique labels is whenever Criterion puts an announcement slate out, people are going to react to it in different ways. Some people are going to be super excited about everything on the list. Some people are going to have zero interest in anything on the list. And then there's most people who are somewhere in between. I am one of those in between people when it comes to this slate of Arrow Video titles. There are at least a couple that I'm interested in picking up. So definitely want to talk about those and share my reactions. And I definitely want to hear in the comment section, what are the titles you are most excited about that's coming in April from Arrow Video? And even Criterion, why not? See, Google made me cough. Interested to see where this goes. Yeah, I am as well. I'm interested to hearing what you all think about these titles from Arrow Video. And by the way, speaking of Arrow Video, just a public service announcement that Barnes and Noble still is doing that 50% off Criterion, I'm sorry, Arrow Video sale, 50% off on Arrow Video titles on 4K and Blu-ray. So definitely take advantage of that. I think that runs through the second I think that runs at least through this weekend. It may end on Monday, the 2nd of February. So definitely be mindful of that if you want to pick up some last minute Arrow titles at half off. Gungshi, hello. Hope you're doing well. I am doing quite fine, as a matter of fact. Thank you. Let's see. Gungshi says Soldier, Innerspace, The Eye and the Killer are all worth seeing. I'm looking forward to rewatching them. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them for the first time. I have not seen any of those any of those titles. So, but I did when I saw the tease for the when Arrow teased with that picture. Had no idea what it was, but I put it out on social media, and a few people popped in saying it looks like Innerspace, 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 and then I looked up Innerspace on IMDb and saw that it has Dennis Quaid, has an interesting premise to it. So that is one of the titles that I think I am interested in for this April slate. So, got a couple of people out there who've made some comments. I do appreciate that. I am now going to share my screen, and we're going to go ahead and get into these titles here. So I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to waste no time whatsoever. We're going to go right to my Twitter feed here. You should be looking at my Twitter feed or my X feed. And this is where I get the updated announcements from Arrow Video. Some people go to the Arrow site. I just go to my Twitter feed, and at 10 a.m. Eastern time on that last Friday of the month, they will start putting out a tweet that says, "Time for our April new title reveals." So that lets us know here they come. And of course, the first title that's been announced is Pre-order Soldier. So this is a title here that stars Kurt Russell that I have not seen, but I definitely would like to check this out at some point. But it has a Canada offering on Unobstructed View. It is also offered on Diabolic DVD in the US. And then this is the Arrow link right here. I'm going to click this Arrow link and we're going to take a look at this title here. So this is the Arrow Video site that we're on. And this is Soldier Limited Edition 4K Ultra HD. Now, as I'm looking at this, this does not appear, it doesn't appear to be a chunky box from what I'm seeing here, just looking at this drawing, but it's hard to tell sometimes. But this doesn't appear to be one of those chunky boxes, but definitely correct me in the comment section if you are seeing something different or if you have any other information. This is coming out April the 27th of 2026. So this is 4K Ultra HD limited edition from Arrow Video. You see, of course, the art here. And what I love about these Arrow Video releases is you had that reversible art, because I love putting the original theatrical art on the disc case, and then of course having the new art on the slip cover. So I really dig that that choice of what art you want to display on your disc case. But it says here, following the 1-2 punch of Mortal Kombat and Event Horizon, director Paul W.S. Anderson would team up with iconic action star Kurt Russell, Escape from New York, and scriptwriter David Webb Peoples, Blade Runner, Unforgiven, for the thrilling sci-fi adventure Soldier. So Russell is playing a veteran in a long line of soldiers raised from birth to become ruthless and remorseless killing machines. So this is a sci-fi thriller. It's a late 1990s studio sci-fi cult classic, so to speak. It's just one that I've never watched. It was, when it first came out in the 90s, I don't think it came out with a lot of acclaim, but over the years, as is the case with many titles, it has gained appreciation over the years and is now a cult favorite with a very strong following. So this has spectacular special effects and gripping action set pieces. Soldier is an underseen gem that demands rediscovery with this brand new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition. And that's one thing I love about these boutique labels, and I love particularly the work of Arrow Video with picking up titles like this. I really enjoy the types of films that Criterion, selects, that they curate and that they put out on their editions. But I also love the selections and the types of films that Arrow Video, selects as well. I think they both do a great job sort of, operating in their lane of providing eclectic mixes of titles for a lot of fans. And that's why I collect both Criterion primarily, but also Arrow Video and Kino, because you get a lot of great films and a lot of great opportunities to discover. So here you have a 4K Ultra HD limited edition. We're going to get a brand new 4K restoration, getting Dolby Vision with HDR10. Love that. I love that Arrow Video almost always has Dolby Vision HDR as on their 4K releases, almost in every case. You have 5.1 DTS HD master audio and stereo audio. We have an archival audio commentary from the director. And then as I look down here, I'm seeing a slew of brand new interviews. So a series of brand new interviews from the assistant director, the associate producer, production designer, and also a brand new behind the scenes look at how the film special effects were created. So that's a VFX before and after. So that's great. Then you get what appears to be see archival interviews, and then you have another brand new interview with Danny Stewart. He's the author of Soldier from Script to Screen, and then we get a brand new retrospective on the film with film historian Heath Holland. So that is fantastic, fantastic. Now, is that Heath from Serial at Midnight? Okay, might be. And then, but yeah, some great features here. Get the collector's booklet, reversible sleeve. So fantastic stuff here. This is looks to be a fantastic edition of this film. If you are a fan of this film, this is an absolute no-brainer to pick this up. A new 4K restoration. It's going to look the best that it's ever looked on home video. There's no doubt about it. It's going to get Dolby Vision. Really getting some nice treatment with some new features that Arrow is bringing to the table. So very nice addition. This is one that I, might consider in a future sale. Personally, I'm not in a huge rush to pick this one up, but this is, I would think, a must for Kurt Russell fans and fans of this film. This is Soldier Limited Edition 4K Ultra HD coming out April the 27th in the US and the UK and Canada. Now let me double check that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say the UK. I believe it's the US and Canada only. I think it's just the US and Canada. So this is a US and Canada release of this 4K Ultra HD. You can get it on the Arrow site. You can get it on Diabolic in the US and Unobstructed View in Canada. So that is Soldier. So that is really exciting there for a lot of people. So then let's take a look at Ginza Butterfly Collection. Now, this is an example of a deep cut Asian piece of cinema. And that's something that I think Arrow, excels in, some of those deep cut Asian titles. And that's what you're getting here with, and this is the UK, US, and Canada Wandering Giza Butterfly Collection limited edition Blu-ray. So you have the Arrow link here. You also have Diabolic for the US and Unobstructed View for Canada. But this is going to be available in the UK, US, and in Canada. And I misspoke. Soldier is also going to be available in the UK as well. So it is a UK release, US release, and Canada release, limited edition 4K Ultra HD. So I had to double check myself there. So yeah, so Soldier's being offered in all three countries, as well as this Ginza butterfly. So let's go ahead and click the link here. And let's check this out. Wandering Ginza Butterfly Collection Limited Edition Blu-ray. And I will refer to my notes here because I must confess, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I am not incredibly familiar with these titles. That's the beauty of collecting physical media that I have found over the years, is discovering new films. There are so many films that have been made in the history of cinema, like somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million, I think probably 500,000 or what have you. And so you can spend a lifetime watching a ton of amazing movies and still never see thousands of amazing films. And this slate is an example of that, where I'm looking at titles that I've never heard of before, like Ginza Butterfly. But apparently, this is, deep cut Japanese cinema. This focuses on underground nightlife, identity, and performance. So, very interesting. And it's often compared to Tokyo decadence cinema of the late 2000s. So, very interesting. So, Arrow Video doing a little bit of cultural archaeology here, and this is a title that has no doubt been seen by very few folks outside of Asia. So, this is Wandering Ginza Butterfly Collection limited edition Blu-ray coming out at the beginning of the month on April the 6th. So that is coming out right around the beginning of the month, one of the first releases of April. You see here the art here, very nice. That is cool to see. But it says here, on the same year that she defined the action heroine with her role in the female prisoner Scorpion series, Japanese screen legend Miko Kaji teamed up with future Sister Street Fighter director Yamaguchi for a diptych of gambling, deception, and violence set on the main streets of 1970s Tokyo, Wandering Ginza Butterfly and its sequel, She Cat Gambler. Okay. Hmm. Very interesting. So this is 1970s Japanese Tokyo cinema. Fantastic, fantastic. So it says Miko Kaji is magnetic as the steely and righteous Nami, whose foray into Tokyo's sordid back alleys is brought to life by Yamaguchi's energetic direction in this eclectic spectacle of 1970s Japanese crime cinema. I find that very interesting. This is a title that I'm going to keep my eye on. It's not one that I'm going to prioritize picking up when it comes out in April, but this is definitely one that I can see myself strolling the aisles of Barnes and Noble in a future, a year from now, maybe a year from now when Barnes and Noble has a 50% off Arrow sale, may see this title and it may be a good time to snag this at 50% off. But this is high definition 1080p Blu-ray for both films. You get lossless Japanese mono audio, brand new audio commentary. Fantastic. So that is great from a couple of Japanese cinema experts. You get an archival audio commentary, so a brand new commentary and archival commentary. So that is nice. Brand new interview with Patrick Macias and Matt Alt on Wandering Ginza Butterfly 2, She Cat Gambler, and an archival interview and archival appreciation trailers for both films. So you get a couple of new special features. I really like the fact that you get a brand new audio commentary and archival commentaries, a new interview. So some really nice content that is featured here for both of these films. Reversible sleeve, collector's booklet. So very nice looking package for these two films. Again, this is a limited edition Blu-rays coming out April the 6th, 2026. RRP of 24.99 pounds and its pre-order price of 18 pounds. So that is great to see. That on Wandering Ginza Butterfly. So let me come back out here. Let me cover one more title here, and then I will pop out and get your comments. And then we'll talk a little bit about one of the titles I think a lot of people are excited about. That's Killer. And then we'll look at the last posting, and then we'll gather thoughts and see what you all think. But yeah, so this next title here is also UK, US, and Canada. It is the limited edition 4K Ultra HD. This is one of the ones that really catches my eye, and no pun intended, but for this April. It's one that I'm definitely interested in checking out. This is like a horror title, I believe, and it's from the Pang brothers. So it's going to be available in the UK, the US, and Canada. And of course, Diabolic, Unobstructed View in Canada and the US. Let's go ahead and click the arrow link again. And this is going to be available for RRP of $29.99 or 25 pounds. This appears to be, again, a standard size set, not chunky box. So that's fine. But you see here that you have the reversible art. This is the original art, I believe. And this here is the newly commissioned art, I would imagine. So that is great. April the 20th is when this is coming out. So April 20th, limited edition 4K Ultra HD. So it says, following their explosive debut, Bangkok Dangerous, directorial duo the Pang brothers would catch the attention of acclaimed producer Peter Ho Sun Shan, and the three would collaborate on one of the most memorable horror films to come out of Hong Kong, the chilling and poignant The Eye. When blind musician Wong Kar Moon, Angelica Lee, has her eyesight restored following a cornea transplant, she's initially astounded to discover the beauty of the world around her. Her nascent wonder soon turns to fear as her newfound sight becomes plagued with harrowing and uncanny visions. She confides in her psychiatrist, Dr. Wah, Lawrence Chow, who believes her body is just adapting to her new corneas. But his skepticism quickly shatters when they realize Wong Kar Moon's visions are not hallucinations, but grim portents of death. So very interesting. I kind of dig the premise. So this is one that definitely catches my eye, and one that I'm probably going to pick up shortly after its release. So this is brand new 4K restoration. You get Dolby Vision, so that's great. You get a brand new interview with the producer, Peter Ho Sun Chan. You get a brand new visual essay which is great to see that. Archival making of featurette, archival feature on the directors, the Pang brothers. So you get a few features. It's not a particularly loaded edition. You don't get an audio commentary, but you do get a couple of, but you do get a brand new interview, a brand new visual essay, some archival interviews. So that's nice. Reversible sleeve collector's booklet. And this is coming out April the 20th. Now, apparently, this is one of the most influential Asian horror films of the early 2000s. This film launched the Pang brothers internationally, and it inspired multiple remakes, including a Hollywood version, but none matched the original. The horror is psychological and spiritual, not just jump scares. Now, let me do a quick lookup of this film here, and let's take a look at the Pang brothers. Who are the Pang brothers? Let's see. Let's see who they are. Let me make sure I get the right one. The I. Yeah, Angelica Lee there. So yeah, so this is the I. So this is the listing on IMDb. It says a blind girl gets a cornea transplant so that she'll be able to see again. She gets more than she bargained for upon realizing she can also see ghosts. So this is from directors Danny Pang and Okside Chun Pang. So let's take a look here. So that's Danny Pang. That's one of the Pang brothers. The twin brothers Okside and Danny Pang. So they're twins. So that's Danny, and then Okside is hmm, okay. I don't see a picture of him here. But yeah, apparently these are the Pang brothers here in action. See, so you have Nicolas Cage and the Pang. Well, so you have Nicolas Cage, Okside Chun Pang, and another guy. So I guess that's just one of the Pang brothers. But yeah, so you have the Pang brothers. You have Okside Chun Pang and Danny Pang in The Messengers. So these are the brothers right here in a film from 2007. So that gives you an idea of the Pang brothers, who have done this film, The Eye, that is coming out in April as part of Arrow Video slate. So let's see what you all are thinking out there. Let's see. See, Balky got the Killer pre-ordered. I have the Shout version, but I gotta have this. Okay. And then that's great. That is great to see that. Good to see John Woo's The Killer coming to 4K by Arrow, but disappointing releases. I wanted the To Live and Die in LA 4K Arrow release that they promised to release. Yeah, I recently picked up a couple of months ago, I think, or maybe a month and a half ago, the To Live and Die in LA 4K from Kino. So I have that right behind me here. So I may not get the Arrow if it comes out. I should have waited for the Arrow, but anyway, definitely going to pre-order The Killer, one of Woo's best. No Blu-ray of Soldier. Apparently not. Ginza Butterfly is a Yakuza film. Ah, okay. That's good to know, Kenneth. Very good to know that. Quietly says, hello, we'll be picking up Soldiers Innerspace, trying to stay Arrow Video disciplined. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I try to do the same thing. I try to be, I'm getting to be more selective. I mean, I feel like less is more. I don't need to collect everything. I'm very selective about what I collect. And quite honestly, with Arrow, they don't release as many titles that I'm interested in as Criterion does. That's why Criterion is the title, is the label I pick up most of my titles from. But I also pick up some Arrow titles. But the one thing about Arrow is I think they do overall the best job from a packaging standpoint. They are just absolutely phenomenal, especially with those 4K limited editions, those chunky boxes. You just gotta love it. Gotta love it. See, The Eye is a good ghost film from 2002 and was later remade with Jessica Alba in an inferior US version. Oh, okay. Cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I guess that's the yep. These days people are more interested in the slipcase and artwork than the movie. Yeah, I can understand. But yeah, I mean, we are physical media collectors, and the packaging is part of the aesthetic of it, but it is about the movies for sure. Only grabbing The Killer from this slate, not every month can be equally exciting. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes that's for the best economically. If you just You look at a slate of 5 or 6 titles, and there's just one that catches your eye or one that piques your interest. That's just that's more than enough, you know. Does having a movie on 4K or Blu-ray make the movie better? Nah, it's sad to see so many people being sucked in by marketing. Yeah, I mean, that's a very, very, good, take there. I mean, I think that, people want to see their favorite films in the best quality possible, but ultimately it is about the movie itself. It's about the film, whether you're seeing it on TV, whether you're seeing it on a stream, whether you're seeing it on a DVD, however you're able to catch the film, VHS format ultimately doesn't matter. It's really about enjoying the film, enjoying the art that the director has made. But, for those of us who like to collect physical media, we do like to get some, certain films, some of our favorites at least, in the best quality possible. I really got to get more Arrow stuff. I have like 6 to 8 Arrow films. Well, there's a lot that have been announced, and if you're interested, definitely take advantage of that Barnes and Noble sale over the weekend. They're going to be still offering the 50% off through the weekend. So definitely check that out. Under Siege is a top 4K transfer of the year so far. We will see. Yeah, I have not picked that one up yet. That might be a last minute pickup for the Arrow sale at Barnes Noble for me. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, definitely a lot of interest out there for the Arrow slate for April. Let's go ahead and share screen again, and let's go back out and check out what uh, what we have here. Left in the slate. So this is a title here that I think, well, this was a title that was teased by Arrow Video, and it is Innerspace. And this title is coming out in the UK, US, and Canada on limited edition Blu-ray as well as limited edition 4K. So let's go ahead and click the 4K link here. Now there's Diabolic DVD and unobstructed view. Let's go ahead and click the Diabolic DVD link here. So this is 4K Innerspace Arrow Video 4K Ultra HD, $39.99 pre-order price, available on April the 28th. So this is coming out at the end of April. So this is from director, no thank you, from director Joe Dante, Gremlins and the Burbs, and producer Steven Spielberg. Poltergeist, Back to the Future comes, Innerspace, an action comedy adventure that will turn your world inside out. So this is Dennis Quaid. It is Steven Spielberg presents a Joe Dante film, Innerspace. So definitely looks pretty interesting there. This looks like a wacky, wild and wacky adventure type film, sci-fi comedy. So one that, and I see here, this is the classic theatrical poster, and then here you have the new art. So that is great, that reversible art there. So it says, inside Jack Putter, there's a hero trying to get out. From director Joe Dante and producer Steven Spielberg comes Innerspace, an action comedy adventure that will turn your world inside out. Maverick pilot Tuck Pendleton, Dennis Quaid, is about to make history as part of a scientific experiment to be miniaturized and injected into the body of a rabbit. But when rogue scientists steal the new technology, he finds himself injected into hypochondriac grocery clerk Jack Potter, Martin Short, instead. Together with ace reporter Lydia Maxwell, Meg Ryan, Jack must find the stolen tech that will get Tuck back to regular size and out of his body before the bad guys extract him by force. With Dante's unique mix of wit, charm, and screwball action, as well as extraordinary Oscar-winning visual effects. Okay. Innerspace is a beloved classic of 80s cinema that remains as funny and exciting as ever in this brand new 4K restoration. So it is a brand new 4K restoration from the original 35mm negative by Arrow Films, approved by the director. That's great to see. Dolby Vision's included, of course. A newly restored original Lossless 2.0, original 70mm 6-track mix in DTS HD Master Audio 4.1, and newly remixed Dolby Atmos audio. So for those of you who have a Dolby setup, you are being served there. That's great. Brand new audio commentary and archive audio commentary Great. Brand new hour-long documentary called Shrinkage, The Making of Innerspace. So you have behind the scenes um, features here, continuity and behind the scenes Polaroids, stills, the trailer, the posters, reversible sleeve, double-sided fold-out poster, perfect bound booklet. So this is the works. This I believe that this is a chunky box set. I think. Um, I'm not exactly sure, but this might be a chunky box. But yeah, this looks like a fantastic addition. This is one of the highlights of the month, along with Killer, the John Woo film. So I'm definitely excited about this one. This is going to come out April the 28th of this year. And so this is Innerspace on 4K Ultra HD. So that is super duper exciting stuff. Let me know in the comment section what your excitement level is for Innerspace. This is one of those titles that I am definitely looking forward to for the month of April. Now, um, interestingly enough, I'm trying to find the actual link for the Killers release, and I'm not. I need to try to see if I can locate that. So bear with me while I try to locate that particular that particular listing here. So this is the trailer for Hard Boiled. Where do they have Killer at? Uh, Killers. Eh, I won't belabor this long, but hold on. Let me see. This is the Killer. Okay. So let's see. Arrow, the Killer. Let's see. Ah, here we go. Now when did this come up? This was okay. Arrow Video announces April 26th 4K lineup led by the Killer. So here we go. Yeah, so this is 4K limited edition upgrade of The Killer starring Chow Yun-fat as Hitman Ah Jung. So here we go, right here. And this is a UK title, The Killer. So this is one that you'd have to import, which I probably will. This is a chunky box set. So this is, look, The Killer is getting what appears to be a killer release. I mean, check this out. This is The Killer limited edition. Now this says Blu-ray. Let's click 4K. So this is the Killer limited edition 4K Ultra HD. And let's see here. This is fresh from the success of the first two A Better Tomorrow films in 1989. Action maestro John Woo would unleash The Killer, a spectacular blend of explosive gunfights and dramatic performances, including the magnetic Chow Yun-fat in one of his most memorable roles. So Chow Yun-fat is a hitman whose latest job takes a wrong turn when, during a shootout at a lavish nightclub, he accidentally blinds singer Jenny by firing his gun too close to her eyes. So he's racked with remorse. He decides to retire from his life of crime and help Jenny get a cornea transplant. But when Ah Chong's former boss betrays him, he receives an unexpected helping hand from hot-headed police detective Li Ying. Okay, so this is an international sensation. I've never seen The Killer, but I'm looking forward to it. This is, let's see here, limited edition. Um, see, Dolby Atmos, but see, this is, it says 1080p. So I don't see the 4K. Let's go to the 4K. This is the Blu-ray. So where is the 4K? Is this the 4K listing? Let's try this. Ah, here we go. Limited edition 4K. Yeah, here we go. 4K Ultra HD limited edition content. So we do get 4K Blu-ray presentation in Dolby Vision. You get brand new commentary, two brand new commentaries, two archival commentaries. So, wow. So let's get this straight. You're getting two brand new commentaries, two archival commentaries, four commentaries for this. That is fantastic. You get disc two, which is a Blu-ray, which has the extras, brand new feature-length documentary, brand new interviews, a slew of brand new interviews, A New Appreciation, a 2025 introduction with Wu at American Cinematheque in 2025. So a lot of new features. Fantastic. New commentaries, new interviews, 4 commentaries in all, Dolby Vision on the 4K. So you get disc 2, which is a Blu-ray with the extras, and then disc 3 has the extended cut. So this is on 1080p, a Blu-ray presentation of the 130-minute Taiwan extended cut with lossless Mandarin mono audio and English subtitles. And then an option to view the extended cut with additional scenes in the Taiwanese VHS release. And then an unrestored print of the extended cut. So yeah, this looks like an absolute killer edition from Arrow Video of this film, The Killer from John Woo, starring Chow Yun-fat, is coming out April the 20th, RRP of £34.99, pre-order of £30. This is coming out in the UK, and I'm sure that there will be, outlets that you can order this from to have it imported, but this is definitely one that will be at the top of my list. It is The Killer from John Woo, and it is very, very exciting to see that title get a 4K release here. So this is Arrow Video. And as we look at the titles coming out for the month of April, what titles am I most excited about picking up? I will say right off the bat that certainly The Killer on 4K, this limited edition, as well as The Eye and Innerspace. But I would say for me, The Killer and Innerspace are at the top of the list, and then Eye comes in right below that. Ginza Butterfly is one I may pick up in a future sale down the road. And then Soldier is one that I'm not feeling as much, but I'll listen to people's comments and see if my interest is piqued based on your reactions to that title. And then, of course, also we're getting a release of The Day of the Locust, which has already been released in the United States. In a US release, is coming out on Blu-ray in the UK in the month of April. So with that, let me come out here and see what you all think of this slate for Arrow Video for the month of April. Let's see here. What are we? All right. So people say that the Arrow release of To Live and Die in LA that they released back in 2016 on 4K was the superior physical release of how great the quality was. The Kino Lorber is very mixed. Okay. Yeah, I have not watched my Kino copy yet. I need to actually watch it. The Killer is available on the Criterion channel. Thank you. Thank you for that tip. I will probably check it out there. I bet Ric Flair's favorite director is John Woo. Could be. Could be. I pre-ordered The Killer and Hard Boiled from Orbit. Yeah, I'll probably be swinging by Orbit's site as well and putting in my pre-order. James, do you like action films? I do. I like some, yes. I would advise that you watch it before buying it. It's not Steven Seagal's best performance. Tommy Lee Jones does a remember villain role and great stunt scene. Okay, you're talking about uh, Under Siege. Under Siege, yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of iffy on that one. I may or may not pick it up, but I definitely appreciate your comment there, Kenneth. Thank you for that. Seagal, Marked for Death, fun one. Okay. Acres of Movies. Thank you for that. But yeah, very interesting slate from Arrow Video for the month of April. Definitely let me know in the comment section if you're catching this on a replay. What do you think of this slate of titles that have been announced from Arrow Video for April 2026? And what is your sense overall? Now that we've got 4 months that have been announced for Criterion, for Arrow, we've got several titles that are coming out here in the month of February that I am super excited about. The date of February 17th is a huge day because I'm getting 4K of Nightcrawler, 4K of the one starring Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, All the President's Men, and another 4K. Hold on, I need to look this up real quick. What's that other title that's coming out on 4K on February the 17th? Let's see, orders. Arriving February 17th. All the President's Men. That one's good. Oh, Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur. Yeah, also getting a 4K of Ben-Hur and a 4K of Nightcrawler. So super excited about that. Let's see. See, Broad Nerd Mike, you're the man. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. So kind of you to say that. I do appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you. If Hitchcock were alive now, would you like him to make a heist movie? I would be happy with with whatever he decided to make. He was, in my opinion, he's one of the all-time great directors, and I would be excited to see whatever he made. What features of the new slate you like best? What features of the new slate you like best? I would say The Killer, getting all those commentaries. I mean, I think that's going to be a great way to experience that film. I love I can't say that I always watch all the features of all these great releases, but just having them available and being able to learn more about the film through those, commentaries and new interviews is always, a great way to enjoy these films. Who would you cast as Jane Jetson? Oh man, I'd have to Jane, his wife. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Is there a Jetsons movie coming out? I have no idea. But yeah, so I do appreciate you all joining me on this Friday night. Hope you all stay Friday evening. Hope you all have a great Friday evening. Hope you enjoy whatever it is you're getting into this weekend and stay safe wherever you are, whether you're here in the US or around the world. Stay safe in the weather. Of course, we're going to have some snow coming through this weekend, but hope you have a fantastic weekend. Let us know in the comments section below what Arrow titles you are most excited about and what you're watching this weekend. Also, be aware on this channel, I will be sharing my review of this title here from the Criterion Collection. That'll be coming out this weekend. This is Birth, starring Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman has starred in a number of films that Criterion has released recently in terms of the last couple of years with The Others, Eyes Wide Shut, To Die For, and now Birth from Jonathan Glazer. This is spine number 1298 in the collection, and I'll be releasing my review of that 4K release this weekend on the channel. But thank you all for joining. If you're catching this on a replay, let us know in the comment section below what you think about Arrow's slate for April 2026 and all things that you're excited about in the world of physical media. Let us know what you're watching this weekend. Have a great one, and we'll be talking to you soon. God bless you. Peace.